that he had put her head on a shelf and screamed at it for an hour, threw darts at it, and ultimately smashed her face in. He also cut her tongue out and her larynx and put them in a garbage disposal.
Tell me in a sentence who you are.
I'm nobody. I'm a bum. I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine. And a straight razor if you get too close to me.
Do you ever feel violent?
Yes, I do.
What do you feel like doing?
Killing people.
You still feel like killing people?
Yes.
Describe the feeling that you get when you feel like killing people.
Well, last March 11th, I was hallucinating, and I took a razor blade and I cut a man's throat.
Here in the hospital?
Here in the hospital.
Do you think you'd murder me, Joe?
Yes.
That's gruesome, Joe. That's horrible.
Yes, it is.
And you don't blame me if I say I hope you never get out of this place.
I hope I never do either.
Welcome, all you true crime lovers. Sit back, grab that blanket and hot beverage, and prepare for another Saturday night of The Murder Show. Whose mind and story will we dive into tonight? Now, for your host, Tim, and alongside him, his co-host, Criminology, Chris, and Classroom Jackie.
Oh my gosh, give me 1 second, guys.
Howdy. We're giving her a second here. She's loving her brain, so we don't really have control over that. Welcome, everybody, all you true crime fanatics. Welcome to another fabulous Saturday evening here on the Murder Podcast Show. I, as always, at least they keep telling me, I'm your host, Tim. And alongside of me is my fantastic co-host, Criminology Chris.
Well, hi, everybody.
And alongside of my co-host is the director of all of our social media platforms, Classroom Jackie.
What's up, guys?
It's all right, Classroom Jackie. We're okay without it for now. We're going to get through this.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We really are.
It's all going to be okay.
I lost it anyways.
It sounds like I'm underwater. What about now? Does it still sound like I'm underwater?
Do I sound like I'm underwater? underwater.
I don't know. How's it sound in the chat? Let us know. I don't know. Everything's running good over here. So.
Yeah, we can hear it pretty darn good.
Weird.
I'm really close to the camera and half of the sofa's... That's because Chris hasn't moved over. That's why.
Oh, it's missing me.
That's Chris. So...
Also... we got
okay, it sounds fine to Unsafe Snuggie. So it could be a lot of times if you
speaker, your phone.
If you have issues in it, just refresh YouTube itself. And a lot of time, YouTube's been having a lot of issues this past week with a lot of lives. I follow a court trial live guy, and he said YouTube's been having a lot of issues. So there you go. Now you can see Chris. Everybody's in it. We're good to go.
Also, we have to wish Criminology Chris a happy birthday.
Yes, it was Criminology Chris's birthday this past week.
Old man.
He's an old man now. He's 84 and looking damn good. He's Benjamin Buttons.
You look damn good for 84.
I thought you were 24.
I'm not against it.
That's fine. I'll accept an age in my 20s. Well, I don't know. I don't want to be thought of in my 20s, but I'll go back and do that again. That'd be great.
This is it. He's living it. He's living it. So, okay. Happy birthday. Unsafe Snuggie says happy birthday. Unsafe Snuggie is a big fan of the paid actor now that's in the show, also known as the stupid fucking horn. Yeah, that's great. That horn.
It's back.
Yeah,
again.
That horn can go fuck itself. Anyways,
baby.
So start out with our sponsors here. I had my sponsor screen way too far off. I don't even know what I was thinking when I did that. It's good, Tim. You're doing great. Okay, so we have Crafty Corner by Laura. Laura makes all handmade crochet items, jewelry, plushies, and more. And you can check her out on Instagram at Crafty Corner by Laura. and on Etsy. And you can also email her at thecraftycornercrochet@gmail.com. Dubby Energy Drink. It's fantastic stuff. We've already talked about it and tried it, and Chris drinks it every day and swears by it.
Oh, I love it.
Gives you that boost, helps you maintain focus, and it doesn't give you jitters or that hard crash when you come down off of it. Go to dubby.gg, and when you purchase any of their products, be sure to use promo code MurderShow66 at checkout, and you'll receive 10% off. And then another good one here, the Dochi Snacking Edible Cookie Dough. Comes in a jar, gluten-free, plant-based, no eggs. You can either cook it or eat it straight out of the jar. They have various flavors from chocolate chip, WTF fudge brownie, peppermint batty, and basic bitch. When you purchase any of their products, head over to doichifoods.com. That's DOICH foods.com, and use promo code MurderShow66 again, and you'll receive $5 off of your order. We also today went and checked out a place in Gallion, Ohio, and it was awesome. It's a true crime museum.
It's
and
called the Museum of the Museum. Oh my gosh! Hold on, I actually have it written down.
Oh, thanks for playing.
and
Gosh,
they have a restaurant in there called The Last Meal, and in their menu is what they do with it is they actually have some of the last meals that some of the killers had before they were, executed.
It is
Yeah.
the Ohio Museum of Horror, and it is really cool. Like Tim said, it was
Yeah.
a neat drive.
It was really cool. And come to find out, when we went in there, Criminology Chris was like, hey, you should talk to him and try to get the show out there, whatever, for it. So Classroom Jackie, being the social media director she is, went and did her thing. Come to find out, they actually already follow us and listen to us, so we'll put a shout out to them right now. That was kind of weird because it makes you feel famous in a way.
It did. We
And,
felt cool.
Like, you know me, but I don't know you. And that's,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of neat. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, but they let us advertise by writing some chalk
on their
the-
big boards that they have when you
Yeah.
first
And-
walk
to go
in
in.
there.
A lot of people have written a bunch of stuff all over the wall.
We
Yeah.
we are also waiting to hear if we would be able to have a show there and go do an actual episode in the museum.
Yeah, they said we can do that. So we're waiting to hear back there. We will see. They said we can rent it out if we wanted to, but
You can stay the night,
Providing
and that place is haunted.
Ghost hunting.
we'll do some Du Hast.
Do an episode and then
I
haunt.
don't But anyways, let's get things rolling
Well,
here tonight. Oh,
Do
sorry.
we want to do our social media minute?
Oh yeah, that's right. The
Because
social
we
media.
had some growth this week.
Give me a second here. We're gonna head over to the Classroom Jackie's 1 minute of murder.
Classroom Jackie's 1 minute of murder.
All right, guys. So our Instagram, we have gained 2 followers. Yay, it's growing
Hell yeah.
somewhat. Our Facebook, we are at 110 followers. YouTube, we had hit 115 between last week and this week. It was really cool. And our TikTok went from 1,006 to 1,133.
Yeah, the TikTok and the YouTube are growing really
Daily.
rapidly. Yeah, YouTube
Daily.
and TikTok go up multiples every day. So that is awesome.
And we couldn't do it without you guys putting us out there.
Oh my God. Yeah, you guys are what make all this possible and happen for sure. So thank you, Classroom Jackie, for the 1 minute of murder there on the social
You're
media.
welcome.
Media. So tonight we are telling a story that captured the nation. This happened years back, and I know a lot of people probably remember it, but we're doing it with a focus that often gets lost. So this isn't just about the Casey Anthony case, okay? This is mostly about her daughter, telling the story, what happened with her, and
We're making her the focus this time.
Yeah.
Because
So
she really got lost in the case.
yeah. So a 2-year-old girl whose life was cut short. I mean, you lived for 2 years, not too far off, I think, from being
She was going to be 3 in
3.
August.
Yeah.
So 3 months away.
And whose smile lit up every room and whose absence, yeah, anyways, changed everything.
Kaylee Marie Anthony was born August 9th, 2005. She lived in Orlando, Florida, surrounded by grandparents who adored her, and a mother who, at least outwardly, seemed devoted. But in June 2008, Kaylee vanished. And for 31 days, no one outside of Casey knew she was gone.
So her early life, before the headlines, before the trial, she was a simple toddler, curious, playful, and deeply loved by her grandparents, Sydney and George Anthony. And they had a nickname for her.
She would call George Jojo.
Jojo, that's right. She had one for him.
Family photos show a little girl who loved to swim, dance, and play outside. She was talkative, expressive, and full of personality. Those who knew her describe her as joyful and affectionate.
And that's what happened, or I'm sorry, that's why what happened next shook the whole entire country, because a child like her doesn't just, disappear. This doesn't happen. I mean, kids do disappear every day, which is sad. But the way that this all went down was just wild. And we'll get into it actually right now, starting the 31 days.
Yeah. June 16th, 2008. It's the last day Kaylee is seen alive. Over the next month, Casey Anthony, Kaylee's mother, tells friends and family a series of stories about where Kaylee is, with a nanny, at the beach, at theme parks.
But none of this was true. There was no nanny named, we're just going to call her
Zanny,
yeah. There was no play dates, no trips, and no one outside of the Anthony home saw her again.
It wasn't until July 15th that Cindy Anthony called 911 3 times, reporting her granddaughter missing and expressing fear that something terrible had happened.
So the moment she was reported missing, the community volunteered. They had a whole entire search party. They searched parks, woods, abandoned lots. Flyers went up everywhere. Her face was on every news channel. And what was crazy about it, and you had just touched on it there, grandma had called in, and
the phone calls.
It's just, she calls in and she goes, my granddaughter has been missing for 31 days. And Casey had said last time they saw her, Casey said she dropped her off, which I have a police report that I'll go through here in a little bit, but I dropped her off and I was going to work. And she was working in Orlando at
she said she was going to Jacksonville for her job.
Yeah. So come to find out, once police investigated with that company, they said she hasn't worked here in years.
We're jumping ahead a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, I got excited.
No, I understand.
I peed a little bit. I got excited.
Those 3 calls, one of them was her saying, I just found out my granddaughter is missing and no one has seen her. Then they disconnected. Then she calls back and she says, I found out my granddaughter has been taken and she's been missing for 30 days and the car smells like a dead body has been in it.
Yeah.
Casey's car had been impounded after she said that she was taking off to go to Jacksonville and was found in Orlando, the car itself, but she wasn't with it, and neither was Kaylee.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
People weren't just looking for a missing child. They were looking for Kaylee, a little girl whose story resonated with parents across the country.
But as the search intensified, intestines, wow. So did
Lucky.
scrutiny of Casey's behavior. Her inconsistencies, her lies, and her calm demeanor raised questions investigators could not ignore.
Now, one of the things in that one of those phone calls, when they started talking to Casey, the 911 dispatcher does ask her, why didn't you call the police 31 days ago when your daughter was missing? She makes up excuses saying that she's gone through other resources to try and get a hold of her daughter, blah, 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 blah. And she was trying to not touch with the police.
Yeah.
So, and if you listen to the call, the way she's so calm,
Yeah.
it doesn't add up.
Well, she said, I did everything outside of that because of fear, too. And it's like,
What are you afraid of?
what are you afraid of?
Well,
I-
probably being held responsible for.
But
Yeah.
and that's like I was telling you, Chris, that you think to help with the fear, it's going to look better on your part if you call right away.
The day, yeah.
It to me that would make it worse calling 31 days later. You know, it's like, and technically Casey didn't even call. Her mom got the ball rolling.
Yeah. Her mom.
So how long?
Kaylee's grandma.
Yeah. How long would Casey have continued this if grandma didn't get the ball rolling, you know?
Or if her car hadn't been found.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of inconsistencies, like they just said, that really piles up here, and you'll hear about it, and we've got some different clips and stuff too to show. Sorry.
Despite search efforts and George and Cindy saying that they believe that she was still alive, on December 11th, 2008, 6 months after she was last seen, Kaylee's skeletal remains were found in a wooded area less than half a mile from the Anthony home. And it was by a utilities guy who had taken a break to go into the woods, and he found her and called his boss, who called 911.
I couldn't even imagine being in his position, finding some remains that. He's probably just going in the woods to probably take a leak or something, you know. He's on break.
Well, they just found her skull, right?
Yeah. And it's like, oh my gosh. So the discovery devastated the community. The memorial that grew near the site showed how deeply people had connected with her, even those who had never met her.
The medical examiner ruled it a homicide by undetermined means. The prosecution argued it was murder. The defense claimed it was an accidental drowning. But the truth of what happened in those final moments remains unknown. She was, and to kind of build you a picture of this, if you don't know anything about the case, she was found with part of her clothes still there, a blanket from her nursery that was a Winnie the Pooh on one side and Piglet on the other, and 3 pieces of duct tape across her mouth. This was one of the biggest things. That duct tape kept her jaw intact along with her baby teeth.
Yeah.
And even though the adhesive was gone, there was enough hairs to identify her bones, because there was nothing left. It was just dry bones.
Yeah.
Like driftwood almost.
Yeah, they said there wasn't even marrow in the bones. Like it was
dry.
Yeah.
Bones.
Yeah.
So it is hard to determine that, but if you have the hair and it's still holding the mandible together, that's somebody killed her, you know?
Yeah. Well, they said that the jaw is usually the first thing to break off when your body starts to decompose.
Yeah, right.
And they said the only thing that really held it on was the tape.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much held it still together. So now we're going to kind of hit into the trial, and this is where a lot of stuff gets really sketchy.
And we have an interesting fact, because we did look it up and it was not mentioned in the trial.
Oh, okay. So in 2011, the trial of Casey Anthony began. It became one of the most watched court cases in American history. Probably besides the Nicole Bronco case, you know.
Oh, yeah.
OJ.
Oh, yeah.
The glove fits.
Casey faced charges including first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and aggravated manslaughter. She was ultimately acquitted of those charges but convicted on 4 counts of lying to law enforcement, 2 of which were later overturned on appeal. Well, now when prosecutors were talking, she mentioned that she came up with 3 different stories of where who Kaylee was with. One of them was Zenaida Gonzalez,
Mhm. Yeah.
Zanny the nanny.
Zanny the nanny.
She stated in her the police report when they originally took her in the office to interrogate her about the daughter.
Yeah.
The police report stated that she had met this nanny through a mutual friend. His name was, I know his middle name was Michael. It's the only part I remember. Oh, Hopkins. His last name was Hopkins. And they asked if this person was real, and he said, absolutely not. There has never been that person.
Yeah.
Never been that person. Why did they not bring him in to testify against this?
Yeah, so his name, I'm I'm going to.
I think it was John or Jacob.
His name was, yeah. So she met the nanny through mutual friend Jeffrey Michael and Hopkins. So she had watched his son before, Zachary, for 6 months to a year. She met her in 2004 around Christmas on a date listed above, June 9th, 2008, after dropping her off at Zendaya's apartment. She proceeded to head to her place of employment at Universal Studios, was where she said she was going to work.
Allegedly, right. Yeah.
I have worked for Universal for over 4 years since June of 2004.
And then when police interrogate her and go there, they find out that she has not worked there in over a year and a half.
Yeah. So she goes, I left work around 5 p.m. and I went back. This is the actual police report here. This is all the trial, documents.
And we will be posting this on our Facebook so you guys can all see.
Yeah, we're going to set a Google Drive up and we're going to post this in there and stuff. So she left work around 5 p.m. and went back to the apartment to pick up her daughter. However, after reaching the apartment, I realized that neither Zendaya or her daughter nor either of her 2 roommates were home. I had briefly met Rakul and Jennifer on various occasions after calling Zendaya, whatever, to see where she and her daughter were and when they were coming home. I waited outside. What?
Nothing.
What are you over there giggling about?
Who knows?
Don't honk that damn horn. I'm not doing it. 2 hours passed, and around 7 p.m., I left the apartment and headed to familiar places that this, Zanny, the nanny, whatever, would go. One of the favorite places that her daughter liked to go was J. Blanchard Park. I spent the rest of the rest of that evening pacing. This is what you were talking about, and worrying about one of the few places I felt, quote, at home, unquote, my boyfriend Anthony's apartment. Come on. Your daughter's missing and you want to be like, well, I want to go to the place that I feel most home at, safe at. I'm going to go to my boyfriend's.
I am a mother myself. If my child, and I mean my child is older, if he disappeared for 1 day or 1 hour without me knowing where he is,
5 minutes.
5 minutes. You walk away in a grocery store and we're losing our shit.
I would be going insane.
Yeah.
Now, why did you go to the boyfriend's apartment and then instead of going back to your parents or going straight to the police? I am being calm.
Right.
I am calm.
We're all good. I'm not eating the microphone yet.
Neither am I.
She's about to.
No, I'm not. I want to know what her thought process
You have to
was.
put ranch dressing on the microphone when you eat it, though. I think a lot of people have different theories on this whole situation, and we've gone through a couple of our own theories.
Yeah.
Sadly, we will never know the truth. Unless she's on her deathbed and she so happens she wants to spill it then. But so for the past 4 weeks since she disappeared, I have stayed at Anthony's apartment in Sutton Place. I have spent every day since Monday, June 9th, looking for my daughter. I have lied and stolen from my friends and family to do whatever I could by any means to find my daughter. So you're saying that you've lied and stolen. That's what I don't get. What did you lie and steal about? And first of
what do you need to lie and steal in order to find
Find-
your daughter?
find your
Like,
daughter, right?
Why is that? Why is that like
And why
a
did you-
requisite part of locating your kid?
yeah.
Why did
I-
you
I
abandon
don't
your car
understand.
if you were using it to try and find your daughter?
Well, yeah, she abandoned the car and then it got impounded. Yeah, true. And you can't say you've lied and stolen from your friends and family because your family didn't even know that she was missing. So maybe friends. I have avoided calling the police or even notifying my own family out of fear. So there's the fear thing that we talked about. I have been and still am afraid of what has or may happen to her daughter. I have not had any contact with, Zanny, the nanny, since Thursday, June 12th, 2008. And then it says I received a quick call from her, but it doesn't really state anything about what the call was about. Not once have I been able to ask her for my daughter or gain any information on where I can find her. Every day I've gone to malls, parks, and any place I could remember Zanny taking her. I've gone out and tried to find any information about her, whether by going to a popular bar or restaurant.
Yeah. just-
Why
yeah.
is Kaylee going to be in a bar or a restaurant?
She wasn't going to look for Kaylee. She was going to go look for Zanny
But-
and Jennifer and Raquel.
But she said in here she's gone to try to find any information about Kaylee or Zanny, whether by going to popular bar or restaurant.
She spent those 31 days partying. There are pictures of
Yeah.
her hugging a toilet
Yeah.
in a American flag as a dress. She entered a hot body contest.
Oh, I forgot about that one
The-
there. Yeah. Yeah.
She did. She even got a new tattoo, and the tattoo artist who was interrogated said that the only thing she talked about was how happy she was with her life and didn't say a single word about her daughter.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't know that's what you do when the kid goes missing, you go and get ink.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, right. Or you hang out at the bar.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
you
you
party.
and you drape an American flag around your body.
Yeah.
That's just disgraceful by itself. You don't do that with the American flag, period. But so I've contacted Jeff Hopkins on several occasions to see if he had heard or seen from Zanny, the nanny. Jeff currently lives in Jacksonville, Florida. On Tuesday, July 15th, 2008, around 12 p.m., I received a phone call from my daughter. Oh, she got a phone call. That's great. She's using a phone and she's only 2. She got a phone call from Kaylee. Wow, that's a smart kid. Today was the first day I've heard her voice in over 4 weeks. I'm afraid of what Kaylee is going through,
It's probably a payphone.
right?
Kayla's probably using a payphone.
After 31 days, well, she probably cracked into her piggy bank and got some change out.
Yeah.
After 31 days, I know that the only thing that matters is getting my daughter back. With many and all attempts to contact Zanny, and within the one short conversation on June 12th, 2008, I was never able to check on the status or well-being of my daughter. Zanny never made an attempt to explain why Kaylee is no longer in Orlando or if she is ever going to bring her home. So that's Casey's police report statement there. I didn't mean to, I just wanted everybody to kind of hear her.
They needed to.
Yeah. So anyways, so the verdict, as Classroom Jackie was just saying, what she was ended up being convicted of, it shocked many.
Can I say one thing about the medical examiner? How both of them.
Yeah, I've got a clip too. Yeah.
Are you going to bring up how the one broke the skull?
Oh yeah. I
So,
forgot about that.
Remember how we mentioned that these bones were absolutely dry? There was nothing in them.
Yeah.
And the mandible was taped together. They could see it through x-rays. They did 360 x-rays. They didn't feel the need to open the skull because you could take a flashlight and see inside.
Yeah.
The defense's medical examiner who got a hold of the bones broke her skull.
Yeah.
He, instead of cutting it open, when they asked, well, what happened to the skull? He goes, well, I don't know. I broke it.
Yeah, and he said the prosecution's
Work was shoddy.
Medical exam. Oh yeah.
Examiner's
Yeah.
work was shoddy. Yeah.
The-
Yeah.
The medical examiner that they had for the prosecution did everything correctly. She did a good job with every information that she had.
Which wasn't a lot of information. I mean,
Some of
you
these
don't have-
bones were smaller than your pinky nail.
Yeah. Well, the things that don't add up, and I don't get it, and never been a juror. I've been, summoned before, but end up getting canceled and stuff. I wasn't on that jury. But what I don't get is when they found her car, George,
Mhm.
Casey's dad, was a retired police officer. He knew, they said, what dead bodies had smelled like. So when they got to her car, a Mustang, he said that it smelled like a dead body.
And the only thing he found in the trunk was a bag of trash.
A
So he's
bag
like,
of
okay,
trash.
well, I'm glad I'm not going to see that. And then when they impounded the car and took it to investigate and look over for forensics, they tested the air in the trunk and it did test for decomposition, but chloroform as well.
I know. And then they found a search history from her mom. She was
Looking for chlorophyll, which is the green part of a plant.
this one gets criminology Chris going, so I had to get involved in this. This one gets his
And
gears.
We did go to type in chlorophyll, and the first thing that pops up is chloroform.
No. Yes. So
who's Googling chlorophyll?
What her mom typed in that came up that they found in the search history from Google was, how do you make chloroform? Here's the thing. She says, I was trying to figure out how you make chlorophyll. You can't make chlorophyll.
It's in plants.
Yeah,
It's in plant.
not
It is
something you make.
part of the photosynthesis or synthesis.
Photosynthesis.
Just honk the damn horn.
I
I
saved
fucked
you.
up.
I saved
That's great.
him.
No, it's too late. I fucked up.
You called yourself out.
I'm going to burn that horn. Anyways.
It's already broken. It's taped together.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
anyways, you can't make chlorophyll. So, and that's what I don't get is, why was her mom trying to search how to make chloroform? There's just a lot of things that don't make sense here. And then I know there was a theory at one point where Kaylee drowned. The dad panicked and freaked out.
So here's my thing with the trial. They're talking about how she killed the daughter and how things happened, and she's showing absolutely no emotion, just looking like pissed off, mad about it, just shaking her head the whole time.
I think she had her hand underneath the table taking care of the lawyer is what I think.
And she was
That's
shaking.
what I think
She was like
going
shaking.
on.
But when they talk about Kaylee drowning and her dad moving her body, she starts crying and showing emotions. I have theories. I have thoughts. I'm not going to explain them right now.
Well, yeah.
But I want to know why she had no emotion when she talked about like her daughter dying. But when they talk about drowning and her dad doing it, she starts crying.
That's the thing, is her dad was so close to Kaylee that I just don't see her dad doing that. Her dad was a retired law enforcement.
Her dad absolutely loved that little girl.
So if she drowned, and that's another thing, is you find her with the duct tape over her mouth. So if she drowned and she was killed, why is he putting duct tape over her mouth? Like, none of that adds up or makes sense,
Like the medical examiner said, at that time, they had 120 cases of children under 6 drowning. Every single one of those cases had mothers calling 911 or parent calling 911.
Yeah.
She has stated that she had mothers who were on cocaine and harder drugs that will call 911 still begging and pleading for help, even if the body is stiff because they think there's something.
Yeah.
Why was there no call, especially if her dad is a retired officer?
Yeah. Well, the medical lady said that they've even had calls of crackheads
I
that
just said
were.
that.
Oh yeah. Wow. Where did I go? Huh. Oh, that's great.
Hey, I clapped.
Shove
He
that
horned
fucking
you.
Horn, that stupid horn. Somebody take my side in the chat. If you hate the horn, put a thumbs down. If you love the horn and want to keep it, put a thumbs up. We're gonna vote on
this. And if you Googled chlorophyll,
yeah,
let us know if you ever,
how to make chlorophyll.
How to make chlorophyll. If you ever Googled that, let us know.
Let us know. And Unsafe Snuggie, you better not put a thumbs up for that stupid fucking horn.
Oh, we already know.
Yeah.
It's the paid actor.
Yeah.
She supports it.
Paid actor. So, anyways, now what's crazy about it is everything that we just talked about. You had, so when they sent out the remains of her, they said they couldn't find traces of, chloroform, but the medical examiner said
It doesn't even have a half-life of 3 days.
exactly, and this was 6 months later. So
Mhm.
of course you're not
Yeah.
gonna
And
you're
you're
not
not going
gonna
to be able to
find it.
find if there's any drugs in her
Yeah.
system or anything like
Give a
that
squeaky
because
clean toxicology report due to the fact that
it was just
it's
bone.
not gonna. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing there to, for this stuff to remain in.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be in the bone.
no.
So yeah, squeaky clean toxicology comes and now
We started talking and it started getting windier.
yeah, I don't know, is it wind or
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's going crazy.
But it feels good though.
It does.
So, moving on here.
The-
Sorry, what?
The case became a cultural flashpoint. People debated the evidence, the verdict, and the behavior of everyone involved. But in all the noise, Kaylee's story sometimes faded into the background.
And that's why we're here, to bring focus back to her, a child who didn't get to grow up, who didn't get to start school, and who didn't get the life she deserved.
Kaylee's death led to public calls for legislative change, including discussions around Kaylee's Law, which would require parents to report missing children more quickly.
David brings up a point there in the chat. There is a such thing as artificial chlorophyll, University of Chicago. You have to specify more on that,
more
David.
like borophyll?
More like borophyll. Yeah, you have to specify on that, David. You kind of lost me.
She probably didn't plead insanity just due to the fact that
Oh yeah.
all of the lies and everything that
Well-
she had on there. Plus, she didn't come across as insane.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that there's nothing that can really prove where she can even try to use that as an excuse.
No.
She wasn't psychotic, although I beg to differ that. But as far as trying to plead that, there's just nothing that can really revolves around that.
Clinically, she's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's doing what
She-
she did to her own benefit, and that was
She fully was capable and knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
She knows exactly. And the crazy thing is now, several years back, there's videos of her and you see her on stage with, Johnny Depp's band, and she's out partying still now. And
Oh,
now I
yeah.
believe she's
She's a vlogger.
getting married or gotten married and she's having a kid.
I don't know. I don't follow up with her because I can't stand her.
I just read that she posted that she's starting a new career. Get ready for this, okay? As a it's a lawful, it's something to do with law. She wanted to do something with law. And I'm like, what? Yeah,
Well,
Hold
she
on,
was
okay.
a legal advocate.
that's it.
So,
Legal, yes, that. So that's
wow. So Kaylee's Law, just quickly. You know how now we have 24 hours to report. You have to report within 24 hours of a child missing who's under 13.
yeah.
That is because of Kaylee's Law. That was implemented starting in 2012. Which, if you don't do it, there's actually misdemeanors and felony charges if you don't report the child missing within
That's in
24 hours.
Florida, right?
It's not just
Right.
in Florida; it's across the United States. Most of the U.S. is covered
Oh,
has
Yeah.
this now.
well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like Ohio does it. You have 24 hours. You have to report a child who's missing. Most people do it within the first 10 minutes.
Normal ones, yes.
Yeah.
So
Like I said, most.
her
Oh, we have some videos, didn't we?
yeah, we'll get to them.
Okay.
We're
cool.
doing okay here.
Look at
Her
this.
story
Yeah.
also sparked conversations about family dynamics, mental health, and the limits of forensic evidence. Because, I guess there wasn't enough forensic evidence for them to find her guilty. But I don't know. When that little hunchback medical guy that the state had came out there and he's all like, literally called out that one medical lady. That's just bogus.
Saying it was shoddy.
Shoddy, and that's crazy. That's bullshit,
Mhm.
because the lady did she didn't open the skull because, like you said, there was nothing in there and she shined a light and she could see. It had been 6 months. It was
And they
decomposing.
x-rayed every single part of her,
Yeah.
every piece of bone,
Yeah.
every piece, all the way down to the ones that were the size of a pinky nail. You couldn't see, you wouldn't have found anything, even if you cut that skull open.
Yeah.
Nothing. Exactly what she said. There was no fractures. There was no head trauma. There was nothing to the bone to display to say that she was beaten.
So I'm going to give me a second here. I am going to show you a couple clips. This is a pretty good Netflix documentary here that is pretty good, if you know what I'm saying there, folks. Ooh. So it's going to come up on your screen here, and it's the medical lady that we were talking about during the trial, and
Dr. G.
Yeah. So it's pretty good, though.
June of 2008, according to Cindy, Casey tells her that she needs to go to Jacksonville for work, and she's going to take Kaylee with her.
She told them she had a job. She told them she worked at Universal Studios.
Several weeks pass without incident. Then on July 15th, 2008, things take an unexpected turn. Cindy and George Anthony discover that their daughter's car was abandoned at a strip mall parking lot and has been towed to an impound lot in Orlando. But what is Casey's car doing in Orlando when she's supposed to be in Jacksonville? Unable to reach his daughter, Casey's father, George, claims the car from the impound lot. It's a trip that brings an unsettling discovery.
When he got to the Pontiac at the wrecker yard, it reeked. He was a former law enforcement officer. George knows what a dead body smells like. And he really thought to himself, I really hope Kaylee or Casey, I'm not going to find them in this trunk.
George opens the trunk and finds a bag of trash. For the moment, he's relieved, but they still haven't heard from Casey.
Cindy Anthony was able to track down Casey at her boyfriend's house. That's when Casey told her that Kaylee was missing. She had been gone for 30 days.
So that just pretty much that was just a short clip there that I wanted to. It talks about kind of what we had just explained, how they found the trunk and found the car, and then the dad went in there and searched. There's some more in here, but I didn't get a chance to really like pick it out.
But in the trunk of that car, they found hair.
Yeah.
They also, it stunk like chloroform in a dead body.
And they said the hair fell out of a head from decomposition.
Yeah. So
out of her car that never left Orlando. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So it doesn't make sense. A lot of stuff doesn't add up. But
But more than anything, Kaylee's legacy is a reminder that every child deserves protection, love, and a voice, even when they can no longer speak for themselves.
So tonight we remember Kaylee Marie Anthony, not the headlines, not the controversy, just her.
A little girl whose life mattered. A little girl who should still be here.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm not going to ring that. It tells me, thanks for listening, everybody. No, but it's just, I don't know. Everybody's got their different theories, of course. I mean, but really, I haven't heard of one person yet that really believes that she's, not guilty, because I just don't understand what was going through the jury's mind, how the jury cannot, with all this stuff. It just boggles my mind.
Well, they touched on it. They basically said that they were more or less kind of looking for like the smoking gun, basically, or something. The problem was through all of this, I believe, is that you couldn't prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that she was murdered by anybody.
Yeah,
and
likes him.
Hey, everybody! Yeah, he's coming to me.
But look, there's your girlfriend.
But you can't really prove that anybody was killed. because there wasn't any evidence left to prove that. There was no damage to the bones. There was no damage to her body. I mean, that you could prove that, you know, maybe she died in an accident and she was just put in the woods.
Yeah.
So,
You know, but so at the end of that's why. I mean, you know, she ends up getting off because you can't prove that she killed her.
Yeah.
But
so I want to hear both of your theories, and then I'll say what
so
mine
this was a
is.
civil.
Sorry, Frida jumped in there. Hi, Frida. Welcome
Hi.
in. Welcome in.
You
Are
think
you-
Family member.
is that who? Okay, I
Yeah.
wasn't sure because I'd never really seen him in the chat before.
You think if this was actually if this was a civil case and a preponderance of the evidence sort of situation,
What is
she would
preponderance?
have been guilty. That means more likely than not it happened. That's what it means.
Okay.
So in a criminal case, it's different. When you're trying to actually accuse somebody of murder, you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it occurred.
Yeah.
In a civil case, you don't necessarily have to do that. So in that, it probably would have flown. But in this case, I think they were looking for like legitimate evidence that says that she was responsible for the death of that kid. Now, everything's stacked up against her, you know.
And
So-
David, sorry.
That's a really good point.
That's
Yes.
it, right? And that's the thing is like you don't just duct tape a kid's mouth shut.
And that was what one of the defense tried to say was, oh, well, who knew that it didn't fall off when they were duct taping the bag shut and it stuck to her? No, that's not how it works.
And it had that heart on the duct tape
And they,
too,
they
right?
Exactly,
mentioned
there was
that
a
it
heart
was
sticker.
they mentioned that it was in place in order to hold the mandible still to the skull itself. So if it was on the bag itself, then it wouldn't have been able to, you know,
Her teeth
done
wouldn't
the
have been
job of
found, her
Yeah.
mandible wouldn't have been together, and there
hanging
wouldn't have been
onto
hair
the-
on it.
right.
Yeah.
It just I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a medical examiner, but
I
it just stands to reason that that wouldn't.
I agree.
I think they were. Yeah, Frida. That's just exactly it. I think the jury was going off of the fact of the whole chloroform that they found no traces, and the medical lady was saying that they never let her bring it into the case into court, that it won't last more than a day or two in the body
Mm-hmm.
and then it's gone. She said they never let her bring that in. She never even got a chance to say that. So without saying that, the jury doesn't know. They just go, oh, well, there's no traces of chloroform on the remains.
Yeah,
That can't be
and
it.
they don't know better, right?
Exactly, because they're not allowed to research that stuff when they're on jury. They're not allowed to do any of that outside of the courtroom.
Question: could the chemicals that make up chloroform, if the duct tape was on her skin and on her, absorb some of those chemicals? Couldn't have been tested for that.
I have no idea.
But it wouldn't have stayed there on
They
the
still
duct
would have
tape.
been embedded in those fibers of the duct tape.
But it was 6 months. That's the problem.
That's true.
They said the half life of that chemical wasn't long enough for it to
Yeah.
be present in something that had aged that.
I
long.
think that's what happened with the duct tape.
So what's your theory?
My theory is I don't think Casey was ready to be a mom.
She was 19 when she had Kaylee.
I don't think she wanted her. And instead of putting her up for adoption or something else, or seeing if her mom and dad would adopt her, if she doesn't want her truly, which is sad, but everybody's different. I think that's what it was. And I think she found a quick way to eliminate her. Why she thought nobody was ever going to ask about her again. Like, wow, Kaylee, we haven't seen her in a long time. What happened to her? Oh, I don't know. She didn't think about all that. I think, honestly, and I think her boyfriend had some help with it. That's just me. I think she put chloroform on the duct tape, put it over her mouth. She passed out and then ended up suffocating herself because she's already got the duct tape on. And then she bagged her up, took her to the woods or whatever, dumped her there. And then I think she tried to like ditch her car, and that's when they found it. And then they put her car in the lot. That's my theory. But I don't know. I don't think she ended up drowning and the dad panicked and put her over in the woods.
Well, they did.
That's stupid.
They did a polygraph down the road with George and Cindy, and they both passed.
Yes.
They
but
both passed.
There's also ways that you can pass those too.
So the person who did do the polygraph test is an FBI guy. Well, is from the FBI and had years of training.
Yeah.
He spent 3 days with them beforehand to get to know them, so he would know what their triggers are and things like that.
Yeah.
So he took the time before they did this. It was a big deal. It was broadcast on TV. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just what I think. I don't believe this. I think the mom may have had something to do with it, because why is the mom Googling that? I don't believe the mom was trying to look up how to make chlorophyll. I just don't believe that.
That's weirdly convenient. I don't know.
She was an older lady, so she had to have had knowledge and known a little bit that you can't make chlorophyll. It's not like this was a teenager trying to look this up.
But you did say that they passed like a polygraph or something.
Yes.
I'd like to find that video and see what questions that they had asked.
You can. It's on Hulu.
Because that is where sponsor us too if you'd like. Anyways, that is where the real thing would be.
No.
What kind of questions?
They also did the polygraph after Casey, I believe it was just a couple years ago, did an interview and accused George of sexually molesting her.
I remember that. I remember that
she was grooming her daughter at 2 years old.
Come on. Casey, I don't know. She's so whacked out. I feel like she is such a, pathological liar that she actually believes her own lies when she's telling them. Like, there's people that can do that. We've talked about that before with these, serial, killers. I think she really believes the shit that she's saying. Just like she made up the whole Zanny the nanny. They said she described this lady to a T, but the lady never even existed.
Right.
How the fuck is she's like, oh yeah, she's shorter, like brown hair, brown eyes,
curly hair, 140,
Yeah, right.
Her birthday's in September.
Yeah. She farts only at between the hours of midnight and 3 a.m. She farts, like all this shit.
Fair foods, macaroni and cheese.
David, duct tape can last indefinitely on smooth surface, 60 days when exposed to the intermediate moisture. Intermittent. That's fine. Fuck you and that stupid horn. 7 days in extreme heat and cold. Unsafe Snuggie, be great if you jump in here and back me up with this stupid fucking horn. And less than a month
don't have to.
with bending and twisting. So anyways, I don't know. I mean, we're talking 6 months.
Less than a month with bending and twisting.
Do you want to hear my theory?
Oh, all right. We're gonna set the stage here.
So she told her parents on June 8th that she was leaving and going to Jacksonville. Okay, that's one big date.
Okay.
Then she says June 12th is the last time she talked to her daughter. What if she did go to her boyfriend's with Kaylee? The boyfriend didn't want anything to do and didn't want her to have a kid and said, hey, I want to go party. And she wanted to party. And they killed her together.
Could have been.
Why are you remembering a specific date that's 3 days after you and your daughter left? And then a month later from that date exactly, your car is being towed and it smells like decomp.
Yeah.
They would have had to get rid of her body around the 12th of that time because of how far gone and how dry it was.
Did they bring her boyfriend in the trial?
They did interview the boyfriend. I don't know what happened of that. I didn't look.
Because I mean, he's
far
a key.
into it.
He's a key part if you think about it.
I think he'd be deposed or something or whatever.
Yeah.
They would have talked to him.
They would have summoned him to come in to testify because
Let me look.
he would have been a key part because she said that's where she went instead of, because she felt that was her safe spot, whatever, and that's where she went. But they had to have brought him in to, testify or something. Probably her lawyer did, defense, because he wouldn't testify against her and have this and go in with the state. But yeah, that's
Okay. So her boyfriend Tony Lazaro gave testimony during her 2011 murder trial. He testified that Casey never mentioned having her daughter Kaylee and that she was missing, in danger, or dead while they were dating in the summer of 2008. He met Casey on Facebook and she began staying at his apartment mid-June, telling him that Kaylee was with a babysitter or grandmother. At the time of the trial, his father indicated Lazaro did not want to be swamped by the media and was trying to move on with his life.
of
He
course.
was mentioned in the 2022 interview by Casey.
How ironic he doesn't want to be swamped by the media.
But he's testifying that she never said that she had her daughter and that she was with her grandma all the time.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
So
It's hard to know.
Mid-June would be around the 12th.
Yeah. So, okay, last time her parents saw her
Was the 8th.
She said she was leaving
And going to Jacksonville for a job.
Orlando.
No, Jacksonville.
No, she was going to Universal Studios in Orlando.
She was going to Jacksonville for a job. She dropped off, supposedly, her daughter. She told, if you rewatch the interview, she was supposed to be going to Jacksonville for work with Kaylee.
But Orlando's not in Jacksonville, though.
I know, but she told her parents she was leaving with Kaylee to go to Jacksonville.
We're bringing this shit up right now.
Go for it. I know I'm right.
Okay. Here we go. This is
you actually read it
if
earlier.
you get this
No,
wrong.
I did. No, I did
yes,
not.
You did.
No, I
yes,
did not.
You did. And if you
No,
get
I
this
did
wrong,
not.
you're getting 3 horns.
I'm not getting no fucking horn.
1.
There's 3.
Okay. So let's see. I gotta find where the spot is in here. Okay. So she said she dropped Kaylee off on June 9, 2008. She proceeded to head to my place of employment at Universal Studios Orlando.
If you listen to the interviews from the first time that
I
they
ha-
talked
now-
to
Now, classroom, I'm
what's
not
her
done
name?
yet. So I have worked at Universal for over 4 years since June of 2004. I left work around 5 p.m. and went back to the apartment to pick up my daughter. So she went to Orlando. The Jacksonville that you guys are thinking of, I remember reading Jacksonville, but it was not where she was going. She was going because the police had called Universal Studios to find out if she was there or not at work. And they said, no, she hasn't worked here in 2 years.
She told her parents before they left, before she went and dropped her off, that she was going to go to Jacksonville for a job. And
Well-
she and Kaylee were leaving. That's the last time that they
But-
saw Kaylee.
Okay, that's the last time
That's
they
what I
saw
was
her.
talking about.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then
Horn.
It's no,
You
fuck
were-
that horn. No, it's because they said she's told multiple different stories. That's why.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes, but she had
So-
originally told George
If
and
anybody
Cindy,
wants to help me out in the chat, that'd be great.
But she had originally told George and Cindy that she was going to Jacksonville for a job. And then she met this guy and he said that she never had the daughter with her and that was always at the babysitter or the grandmother's.
Yeah.
That's why they made a big deal out of the car never leaving Orlando.
Yeah, because they ended up using, cell phone towers to pinpoint that she had never left there. She was there the whole entire time. So that's what I don't get is, committing this. How does she not realize that they're going to find out these different facts? Nothing adds up.
Right.
They're going to call Universal and find out you don't work there. With something this big, they're going to call your work. And then your work says, well, she hasn't worked here in like
A year and a half.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years, a year and a half. And then they're going to pinpoint. They always go to cell phone towers now. They always do. They pinpoint that stuff. So they're going to look on there and they're going to find out where you were, GPS, you never left, Orlando. So I've always wondered that how people think that to get away. It's like when you watch these live police shows where these guys are taking police, on like a high-speed pursuit. And it's like, how do you think you're actually going to get away with this? It's only going to get more police
Where
involved.
are you going to go?
Where are you gonna-
Right. Where are you
It's-
going?
It's
They're
crazy.
gonna go hide in Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. Like they're gonna find you. Like,
They're going to end up using spike strips
Yeah.
eventually. they're going to use some sort of pit maneuver
Yeah.
thing
or
that they
they're
do.
going to let you go because it gets dangerous, and then they're going to show up at your house and arrest you.
Well, that's just with, motorcycles, because us motorcycle guys are cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
We're sweet. We're outlaws.
Outlaws.
I got a knee brace on. I'm an outlaw.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. I was turning a corner on my motorcycle yesterday and got a leg cramp and almost had to pull over.
He
That's
told
how
me
young I am.
He told me about this story when he got back from riding yesterday.
Oh, it was rough. I mean, seriously, I was going down a hill. I was sticking my leg out to the side trying to.
I was on the back of this bike too.
Man.
Oh, that's just great. That's when you know you're getting really old, when you start, you're like, shit.
Yeah, I picked up my leg, I put it on the bike, and I'm like, leg grab, leg grab, leg grab.
And I'm on the back. I'm like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Slow down.
My phone's in my pocket. My screen's still on. The songs are changing. My leg is freaking hemorrhaging.
You would have been laughing so hard.
Oh, it was awful. That was awful.
I was taking a nap during the whole thing. So, yeah. Anyways, I wanted to cover this case because it's always been one. I know a lot of people are like, oh, covering this, why you got to bring it up, and I don't want to hear it. And it's not, we're not bringing this up for the fact of, we're not doing this
the
because
morbid sadness of the situation. It's just,
yeah, I mean, Casey doesn't need any more fucking publicity than she's already
Kaylee
had.
needed it, and that's what we wanted
Exactly.
tonight, was to make Kaylee the focus, not Casey.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? In time, I mean,
One day she's going to say something. Somebody's going to say something.
Karma, I've always been a big believer in it.
It's my toe.
Karma eventually will, listen, we don't need no weird feet shit over there. Karma is going to end up getting Casey eventually. That's my personal opinion. I believe in that shit. But I'm sure that jury took a lot of shit for that.
Well, you
after that.
You saw the media, like, they were like 1, 2, 3 needs death sentences, things like those. Everybody that was outside,
the crowds, the people.
The verdict was crazy.
Tickets to get in there. And, I mean, it's crazy.
That's just ridiculous. Tickets. And
These
I bet
guys showing up with tape on their mouths and things.
and the heart.
It's just
I bet, and Casey probably felt like she was a star at that point too, because she's like, oh man, look at this. People are coming in here to see me. They're getting tickets for this show, and then of course she's putting on her fake I'm upset act and blah, blah, blah.
Did she serve any actual jail time for those misdemeanors?
That I don't know. They probably gave her a slap on the wrist and some community service. Karma is on the wheel. Her turn is coming around. Yeah, it's very true, David. That's a good way of putting it. Very, very true. But anyways, I just thought this was a pretty wild case. I remember back when this was all going down too, shortly after I got out of high school. Well, not during the trial. The trial was in 2011.
A year after I graduated.
What, in 11?
No, the trial was in 11, but this all happened in 8.
Yeah, so it was a year after I graduated.
I was out of high school for a few years by that point, but
I wasn't.
But yeah, anyway, so did we figure out who we're covering?
No,
Oh
do we wanna
no,
do that
no.
now?
Next week we're doing the shoemaker.
Yes.
We're back to the
We're going to do
shoemaker.
the shoemaker finally.
I forget his real name, but yeah, we're back
Joe
to
Callinger.
yeah, that guy. He's in the intro video that we have.
The one who licks his lips when the reporter
He's
asks him if he
talking
wants to kill
talking
him.
to Geraldo,
Yeah, he's like, "Would you kill me right now, Joe?" And he's like, "I would." But that guy's wild. Pretty crazy story there, and he got his kid involved with killing with him too, which is nuts. So, we'll cover old Joe next week, the shoemaker killer, and yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty much it. We thank you everybody once again for all the continued support everybody does for the show. Never in a million years, and I'll say it every week, and I'll continue to. I never thought it would be where it's at now. When I started this, talking to myself in a room, in this very room here, I was just talking to myself, and I'm like, wow, this is dumb.
According to Asking
There's-
Alexandria, that's what you need sometimes.
Oh my
To
god.
be alone.
Give
in
her
a
the
room.
horn just
Hey,
for
the
that.
camera really likes him today.
What is up with that camera? And it's obsessed with Chris. About had enough of that. Camera's in love with him. Give it a minute, it'll go back. But anyways, guys, we do appreciate it. We hope everybody don't forget time change. The clocks move forward an hour tonight, so you lose an hour of
Yay,
sleep.
spring.
Yeehaw.
Hey, that means it's sooner to riding season.
Yeah, thank you for everybody listening in. Don't forget we're on all the streaming platforms. Head over if you don't already follow and like us on the TikTok, the Facebook, and the Instagram. Those are all at Murder Show 66. And of course on YouTube here. Subscribe, like this episode, like this live here, and hit the little bell. It'll notify you every time we are going to go live. Until then, we will see you guys back here next Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to let Classroom Jackie take you guys out of here for the night.
Same crime time, same crime place. See ya.
Good night,
Goodbye,
my
all.
fellow Americans.